Hello everyone, this is the Jay Garrett Show on the CommonwealthReview.com. Check us out on Facebook or on the web at www.thecommonwealthreview.com. I'm Jay Garrett and I'm glad that you could join us. So folks, I want to start out by saying that our hearts here go out to all those affected by Hurricane Harvey, and a very special thanks to all of the first responders and the everyday people who put themselves in harm's way to save their fellow man. Average, everyday people from all over waded through waters, got into canoes, fired up motorboats, all in order to rescue victims of the storm. It's a great example of American values and Americans coming together, proving their humanity, and disproving and disavowing the divisive wedge that certain factions have created and continue to drive between the different groups of people on a daily basis. We're all Americans, we're all humans, and the best of us is showing through in this situation. That being said, I want to stay on the topic of the storm, and I want people to be made aware of the fact that several social justice organizations and leftist liberal groups are attempting to take advantage of this tragedy by linking their pet organizations to the Hurricane Harvey relief efforts. I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to read heavily from, a Fox News opinion article written by Stephen L. Miller. Miller does an absolutely excellent job in detailing exactly what I'm talking about. He writes that instead of soliciting badly needed donations for delivery and assistance to people in need, these activists are seeking donations to groups and political action committees dedicated to social justice causes unrelated to the immediate recovery relief for this hurricane. The most prominent is Women's March organizer Linda Sarsour, who tweeted her followers to donate to the Harvey Hurricane Relief Fund and included a link to a website called the Texas Organizing Project. The site says that the mission of the group is to promote social and economic equality for low to moderate income Texans through community and electoral organizing. The specific link Sarsour blasted out to her 230,000 Twitter followers, went to a donation page that states that your donation is vital in ensuring that we have the resources we need to organize and fight for Texans devastated by Hurricane Harvey. It also goes on to say, together we'll organize and advocate for our devastated communities, shining a spotlight on inequalities that emerge in the restoration of lives, livelihoods, and homes, amplifying the needs of hard-hit communities, and providing legal assistance for residents wrongfully denied government support. A statement on the Texas Organizing Project's Facebook page stated originally that all donations made here will only be used to organize in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. Nowhere does it state on the donation page that any money donated will go to immediate victims in need of food, shelter, supplies, and this was largely ignored by the mainstream media, of course, several of which who have glamorized Sarsour and the Women's March. The reporting on this was left to conservative media, and this allowed Sarsour to frame criticism of her efforts as a racist, partisan attack. In a follow-up tweet, she said that Texas Organizing Project is not my pack. But who cares about facts when you're a white supremacist obsessed with smearing women of color? The rest of our media casually looks the other way, of course. The most organizing thing about Sarsour's statement isn't that she's accusing reporters of racism. She does this pretty much every day. But that she's in fact admitting that these donations are going to an activist pack, not the relief efforts for hurricane victims. The Women's March itself sent out a link asking for donations to organizations that don't seek to provide hurricane victims with necessities in the wake of the storm. Instead, the organizations claim they have longer-term goals for providing assistance to marginalized victims in the Houston area. MoveOn.org sent out a similar tweet the next day. Will you chip in to the hashtag Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund with a link to its own website? Move On states that donations will go to the Texas Organizing Project as well. Another bit of shady fundraising came from journalist, activist, and Black Lives Matter supporter Sean King, who directed his Twitter followers to an unsolicited Amazon wish list. And when questioned the origins of the list by another Twitter user, he responded, "Families in Texas made the list. It goes directly to an office, they have trucks, and will deliver to areas in need." King's offer was also signal boosted by actress Jessica Chastain, who told her Twitter followers to buy everything. The reason to be skeptical of King's personal efforts instead of directing his followers to a verified charity is simply because we've seen this kind of thing with him before. Author and editor-at-large for the Daily Beast, Goldie Taylor, called King out on the website for millions in missing donations meant to go to Black Lives Matter and Haitian orphans. Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner has also set up his own charitable organization in response to the hurricane, though once again it's unclear as to where the money donated will go or how it'll be used. NPR, linking to the group's website titled The Greater Houston Community Organization, describes it as connecting donors with a network of nonprofits in innovative solutions in the social sector. The website stated goal is even less detailed. The link was tweeted out several times by the Texas Democrats' account, among others, while describing it as from the city of Houston. The Lilith Fund, an organization that claims it will help people in Texas pay for an abortion, sent out a tweet asking for emergency funds as well. We've created an emergency fund for hashtag Hurricane Harvey survivors facing additional barriers who are seeking abortion care. The fund says, linking to the website page, simply states, emergency fund for Hurricane Harvey survivors. As the old saying goes, never let a good crisis go to waste. These left-wing organizations aren't going to stop politicizing natural tragic events, and it's evident by now that the media is not interested in exposing this. I felt that it was very important to directly read this article to you and point out what the author Stephen L. Miller was writing about. The fact is that it's shocking the lengths that the left will go through to take advantage of victims. Now, I've accused the left several times of creating victims and then exploiting them for their own personal gain. However, they're exploiting legitimate victims of a natural disaster in order to gain funds, to gain money for themselves and their pet projects. It's disgusting. It's something that they would never, ever tolerate from the right, and nor should they, nor should anybody. Just the disgusting activities, the disgusting lengths that the left is willing to go through and go to defraud you out of your money, to defraud the American people into funding their disgusting organizations, their social justice organizations. We just really need to be aware and donate our money to worthy causes. Do your homework, do your research before you spend your money. Give, and give to organizations that are truly going to help the victims of these natural disasters. And I'm warning you folks, with Hurricane Irma coming up right behind it, there's just more and more opportunities for events like this very thing, in this very incident, with the left trying to hijack it for their own personal gain. There's just more and more opportunity for things like this to happen.